everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Help us continue to grow. Today we're bringing you another in the fast, free, easy series of videos. And this one teeters on the line of free, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it into that category because I was able to do it for free. It's going to depend as to whether or not you have all the necessary materials at home. Chances are great that you do. But as you can see, the Capra has gone through a minor transformation. No longer does it have the red pre-painted Axial ready to run body panels. It now is sporting some brushed aluminum all the way around. And I really have to say, it's changed the overall look of this thing tremendously. It looks so much like a real rock racer, rock bouncer. Okay guys, so as usual to the fast, free, easy series, we're just going to jump right into it. What you need is very minimal. You need some type of thin aluminum or steel. Aluminum's easier to work with, and in this case, this was a license plate. So if you can get your hands on a couple used license plates, most everybody's got an old set in their garage, and if you don't, I guarantee you that a friend or family member, co-worker, somebody does, somebody that's not overly paranoid, that's not going to be afraid you're trying to steal a license plate number, that you truly do just want to cut it up for the free metal. Otherwise, just go to the hardware store. You can pick up a 8x10 sheet of kind of like, you know, hobby or craft grade thin aluminum sheet stock for a few bucks. But if you want to keep it free, license plates that are not stamped work really, really well, and that's what I used. Other than that, I have a cordless drill with 3 different size drill bits, a block of wood, and a sharp pair of tin snips. So really, this is so simple. Just pull whichever body panel you want off of your Capra and use it for your template. Bingo, bango. Trace, cut. I recommend cutting just a hair wide. That way you have more room to do more grinding, sanding on your edges to get a nice smooth bevel, not have that real rough edge. These have a real nice smooth edge to them. So really it is as simple as tracing. I recommend Milwaukee permanent markers. They just, these little guys, free plug for you, Milwaukee. I love these things. They literally will draw on anything, wet, dusty, greasy, metal, whatever. They work awesome, yet pure acetone will take it off, so don't worry about if you leave any over markings on here. From there, it's as simple as cutting everything out. I used a bench grinder to grind the edges down. Then from there, I used a Dremel with a polishing wheel, and then I went with some really high grit sandpaper down to, I finished off with a Scotch-Brite around the edges just to give it a, you know, kind of a nice finished look that has no burrs, nowhere that's sharp or dangerous or going to be catching on car interior or something if you're throwing it in your back seat. So to get the bends for your hood and for your roof, the hood is pretty straightforward. I just laid it over, overlaid it, then I marked where the kink was. Get this down on the edge of, you know, the countertop or whatever to where you need it. To get another piece of wood and just start to apply pressure until it bends. It'll give you that nice bend there. That will do your hood. And then to get that nice little rolled lip, here, this rolled lip that is on the factory roof, to get that look replicated here on ours, what I used to do that was you could use a broom handle, you could go in your closet and pull down the closet rod and use it. You could use, if you have a wooden toilet paper dispenser roll or wooden doweled towel holders in your bathroom, they will work, but you need a hard surface. This, obviously I didn't do it here, but if you were doing this against, say, some other wood, you would lay your sheet down flat. You would put this piece on here, begin to roll and pry upward as you roll, like a rolling pin. You'll be rolling and pulling up and bending, and you'll end up with that nice curve there with not having any special tools required. From there, I recommend using, and I apologize, I don't know what size any of these are really. I just matched them up with the holes to the factory panels, but I started with a tiny bit just to keep it from sliding around when I made that initial punch through. Just an initial pilot hole, really tiny bit will help. And then it is actually two different size holes. They are slightly smaller on the roof and side panels versus the two hinge pins for the hood and the latch pins for the hood. These four are larger than the remaining 12. So know that going into it up front, that you're going to want to be drilling these 12 out slightly smaller than your hood. Don't just go off the hood. You're going to end up possibly needing washers if you drill these holes out too big. So I'm really happy with the way that the body panels turned out. I think that they look great on the Capra. It looks so good running. Looks so realistic, and I really look forward to how these are going to weather and wear in as they kind of get scratched up and gouged up through use. I think it's gonna look really cool. It'll give it that look like a well-used pocket knife, something that knows how to get some work done and has seen some action. I love that look, and I believe that we're gonna get that with this over time. If you are a person that does not like scratches and you want some metal body panels that aren't all scratched up, one thing I did not mention in this yet is to avoid any scratching. If that's a concern for you, make sure that you use some painter's tape or masking tape, something of that nature, and put it over any of the metal surface that you're working on before you start doing any cutting or drilling. I would leave the tape on there through the entire process, and when you're done with all of the panels, then you could go ahead and pull that masking tape off, and you should have a scratch-free finish as long as you started with a scratch-free finish. In my case, as I said, I look forward to that weathered look. It's cool, it's rugged, I just like it. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope that this helped. I hope it gave you some ideas, some inspiration. That's one of the cool things about this hobby that a lot of us share in common is it's open for creativity. So until next time, take care.